कैसा है?
वो दूसरी लड़कियों से मिला तुझे इस बात से
Hello, can I request you people to mute your mic?
अच्छा मीठा कभी आता है मीठा खाने में मतलब फल खाने में ये क्या कर रहा है आराम से रहोगे तो
फिलहाल शादी नहीं कोई लड़का अच्छा लड़की की माँ भी अच्छी लेकिन मुझे अपने करियर पे फोकस करना जो सपने हमने साथ में देखे थे उन्हें पूरा करना सुधा जिंदगी में अच्छा साथी मिलना बहुत मुश्किल होता है और प्यार पाना उससे भी ज्यादा तो तू ये सब
Thank you, Kanwani sir. The only request I have with everyone out there is कि please अपने mic को mute रखिएगा and we will be having Premal sir in next, I believe, a minute, I believe. Yeah, he's here. फिर से किसी ने mic open किया. Yeah, Premal sir, can you hear me? Hello, Premal sir, can you hear me?
Hello everybody. Can you hear me?
जी जी, आपकी आवाज
नहीं आ रहा है सर.
yes sir
मेरा आवाज आ रहा है कि
आपकी आवाज नहीं आ रही है सर.
आ रहा है
Sir, very clear, sir.
We can hear you.
Good evening, sir.
ऑडिबल
Audible, yes.
अच्छा, great. चलो. Great to see all the RS warriors after so much long period. We had a break.
Yes sir.
मार्केट ने काफी सब लोगों को हैरान परेशान कर दिया है ना. How are you, Shweta madam?
I'm good sir. How are you? So good to see you after so long.
Yeah, same here.
Yes.
Also so happy to see the faces of my group members.
Yeah, after a very long time. Yes.
शिवम, आपको तो मैं वेबिनार सेमिनार में मिलता हूँ.
आपकी आवाज नहीं आ रही है सर.
नहीं, मेरा आवाज आ रहा है लोगों को.
आ रहा है सर.
या ऑल गुड आ रहा है आपका आवाज.
People can hear me. I think जिन लोगों को नहीं आ रहा है उनके सेटिंग्स में कुछ इश्यू है. Try to adjust your volume for the mic or whatever your speaker system is. Yeah. Okay. Oh, great. We have around 74 people already. चलो इम्प्रॉम्प्टू मुझे आज लगा कि बहुत सारे विशेष आ रहे हैं तो करते एक मीटिंग. काफी टाइम से हुआ नहीं है तो all day I was busy replying to the DMs of so many of you जो गुरु पूर्णिमा के लिए विशेष आ रहे थे. I am so happy that
Yes sir.
still remember this day and they message us. बाकी 2-2.5 साल में जो मार्केट ने किया है उसके बाद तो कई लोग भूल जाते हैं. Braj, you can listen to me, no?
Yeah, I can. All I want you is to tell everyone to mute their mic so that it will be easy for us to do this, right?
Okay. Whoever joins, no, आपका mic जो है mute पे थोड़े देर के लिए रख दीजिए. Then when we have the question answer session, we will ask to raise the hands and then whoever gets the opportunity, तो आप अपना mic को फिर mute से unmute करके you can ask your question. Okay. Briefly, 10-15 minutes I want to talk about market situation and everything. So should we wait for some more time or should we start?
We need to start, sir. We need to start.
People are joining, it's increasing, the count is increasing.
They will anyhow get the recording, sir, so we can start, right?
Okay, so we start, no?
Yeah.
Okay, fine. So a very good evening to all of you, and impromptu on the final day, messaging you all on the same day that evening we are going to do a session today, and you all made it. So I'm very happy that all of you could make it today. quite a long time since we did our last online meeting, around maybe 1 year back or maybe more than that. But I was waiting for market conditions to improve in general, but somehow all this like 2+ years have been such that market has not rewarded us on a portfolio level. I see so many of you sending me comments that sir, stock specific returns are रहे but portfolio mein returns nahi ban rahe. Now that is a fact because everybody out there is facing the same problem. No, if you have like 10-15 stocks in your portfolio, you can't expect more than 50-60% of your stocks to perform in this market scenario. So, okay, in some cases, exceptionally, if somebody has a very concentrated portfolio and he has made a good return, that's also likely. But I'm talking of the general perception where, when you have 15 stocks or 20 stocks in your portfolio, out of that, even 10 performing good, continuously trending higher, is a difficult challenge in the current market scenario. So we all are sailing in the same boat. We can't be out of the boat and say that, okay, no, my returns are like 90% higher than the entire community of investors out there, which is very unlikely. Is it okay with Hindi, English? Anything is fine, no?
Yeah.
Because so many of us are from South India, so I often see communication gap for people from South when I speak in Hindi. So I try to speak as much as in English. कुछ लोगों के लिए I will also voice out some important points in Hindi also. Okay. So don't bother. I will try to mix both the languages as much as possible. Now coming to this session, I hope most of us have started using stockscans.in. That's a very good platform. I introduced that platform in the Mumbai meet I did in January. And I see so many people who have already onboarded on that platform and so many daily joining the platform because I do get a report from there and whoever from RSWarriors community has enrolled with them. Now the goal of that is basically the ease of creating custom indexes, which is very important for relative strength studies. Yeah, our stock market.
I think as admin you can mute everybody.
Braj, can you block the mic?
Continue, sir. Continue. We
Okay.
can do that, but people will on it and again they can start it. So there is nothing called like we can block them.
Okay, fine. So my basic purpose of you asking to join that platform is that it is the only platform which currently offers you creating custom indexes for indices which are not available on NSE or BSE. So many sub products, subcategories are there out there today listed in stock market that these indices, which are very eminent to be tracked before we initiate a position into some counter, it is important that we build a custom index of that particular stock's basic index. Let's say we are talking of, say, Jana Small Finance Bank, then we should have an index which is of small finance banks. Yeah. Likewise, if we are talking of, say, some small financial institution, then we should be able to create small financial institutions custom index, not the big and the small together, So that ease of operation, जो आसानी आपको पड़ती है जब आप एक custom index create कर लेते हैं, and it hardly takes less than a minute to create it on that platform. So it's a very good option of checking out whichever stock you are considering to invest into. You might be on the verge of buying a stock, but I have explained a concept some like 1.5 years or 2 years back, that market में जो होता है ये concept होता है हमारा river, boat and the current. Yes, let me voice it out back for some people who are new out here. So river is basically the stock market itself. The current is the trend of the market, and the boat is the stock. Okay. Now, if these three things align with each other, then it will give us the best returns possible out of investing into what we are trying to achieve. So, ये जो रिवर है वो स्टॉक मार्केट इटसेल्फ है. आज हमको ये पता है कि पिछले 2-2.5 साल से स्टॉक मार्केट इन जनरल हैज बीन मोर और लेस साइडवेज. It's a good sign also, and it's a bad sign also. Now, coming to the bad part is, it is not trending higher. So many stocks are not giving us decent enough returns to outperform the inflation, which creates us frustration, which we sometimes think that because this is not performing, my strategy is not right, or whatever system I am following, there needs some improvement to be done. And we try to do other things which are not important more often than we normally behave like that, because returns are not coming up so good. So basically, it's a psychological problem which we have inside as a humans, that when the returns are not found, we look for other avenues and drop what we already doing, what we already are good at. So that should not happen with us. I have experienced this kind of phases several times in my 18-19 years of practicing relative strength. And it is a part and parcel of every business in the world somebody does. There can never be any business which is all around the year good to do. For many years, continuously, it keeps on growing. There are always ups and downs in every business. And the same thing also happens in stock market also. So the idea out here is that when the current, which is the river, is not good enough, the task of driving your boat, it becomes a little tough. And that's exactly what we all are facing out. Yeah. तो ये जो रिवर है ना, जब तक easy flowing नहीं होगा, तब तक easily returns आना stock market में इस phase में मुश्किल है. And that also, when I speak easy, I am considering a portfolio return, not stock specific. So many of us can deliver good returns in stocks, which I am also doing. Like many of my stocks are performing good, but on my entire portfolio, the XIRR or CAGR is in single figures. In single figures. So that's all what I wanted to highlight today was about. Now coming to the the current part, just as I discussed about the river, the current is the trend of the sector. Now this is where actually this stockscans.in, it proves a boon to our RS studies. When you use that tool, what you get is exactly how good the current is in the sector for which the stock we are looking at. Today there might be a breakout in some stock, there might be a 52-week high in some stock. We might see also a stock which is like suddenly reversing after a continuous downtrend. And then there are many technical setups which we like triangular breakouts, the Dow theory, so many things are out there. But when we see all of this, the first things comes to us that ye stock acha lag raha hai, let me buy some quantity. It's reversing, it's breaking out. So many other logics are there. But rarely do we go one step behind. So rarely do we go one step behind and try to check the sector of that stock before we dive into investing into a stock. When you check the sector, and if the sector is performing on 3 months, 6 months, 1 year duration, then diving into a stock which has a strong sector, you will get out of these three, the boat, the current, and the river, you will get at least the stock, which is the boat, and the current, which is the trend of the sector. So okay, the market is not performing, that is making us challenging. But again, when the current and the boat are in sync with each other, the returns can possibly become faster, and they can also come to a larger extent, better than the other ways of investing into stock market in this scenario. So I request all of you that if you are not using the platform, try to use it, explore it for some days. We also have done a tie-up with them, and we have been given a special code which is RSWarriors 15, which you can use if you wish to subscribe to that platform. But yes, it definitely takes our study one step forward, and this is what something I was looking for many years. I really wanted that people should have some kind of ways to build custom indexes in the shortest time, and this platform solves that problem. So it's my request that you all just check it out once, explore more about it. As you start using it more and more, you will come to know more about the functionalities of that platform. And you literally love practicing relative strength with that platform. That is the strong voice which I want to make all of you out. Okay. Now, I have some very good RS followers with me who we internally discuss about stocks and ideas and sectors often, about where we want to invest into, which sectors are looking good, the strategy which we follow for our current market scenario. So one by one, we are going to also bring them on board in this session, where they will be expressing their views on how they do in this market conditions. I believe so many out there. I see around almost 100 people who have joined with us today live over here. That's a good number considering all the situations which we are facing it. But still, experiencing and listening from them will obviously give you more light of what you can do better for your investing journey, practicing relative strength. Okay. So in the end, we'll also take Q&A from some of you who would have some concerns, and that will also help you out to resolve some doubts which you have or some concerns which you have. I will also give you some names of small indices which I am seeing very strong performing in current market situations, and these indices are strong on 3 months, 6 months, and 1 year duration. Some of the names are like we never get to see those indexes in the Nifty or the exchange providing us data for those indices. But based on the custom indexes which I have created for myself, I keep track of those indices, and I get very good recommendations coming out of that indices, from which the strong stocks are the ones which I target for my investing in this phase of the market. So I will also come out with those names once we are done with the strategy part discussion with all the other fellow RS warriors. Okay. Braj, would you like to start with some brief about your strategy approach, what you do right now?
Yeah, I can do that. But
Yes, go
before
ahead.
that, I want to tell you, like, maximum people which we can take is 100 only, right? So this Google Meet doesn't allow more than 100. If it allows, we should have premium thing out there. So maximum 100 people can be here only.
Oh, okay. So it has stopped now adding more people.
Yeah,
I guess. Oh, okay. Yeah, we already reached 100 people.
yeah. There are 3-4 people in the waiting list, but we cannot do anything, right?
But sir, there's a solution to this.
What is that?
You can create another link and
Yeah.
send it on there and just share the screen so people can listen, and at least they won't be able to ask. They can send messages, but they can participate in this conversation.
Okay. How can it be done, Madlo? I don't know.
You could just create another link, put it in the group.
No, you create another link, Braj, and what you do, you share your screen to that link actually.
Yes.
Okay. Give me a second.
Meanwhile, if Raj is busy, let's not keep idle the session.
Yeah, Srinivas bhai.
So it will take only 1 minute, Braj.
Okay.
Just to open the link, create an instant meeting, and then share your screen in that meeting, and post that link to the RS group.
Give me a second. So I need to create a link in Google Meet, right? That is what you're saying?
Google Meet start an instant meeting. Put an
Okay.
instant meeting, and then keep it as open. Don't lock that meeting request. So keep the meeting request as open, and then share your screen in that link.
Okay, instant meeting done. उसके बाद क्या बोला आपने?
Then next you have to keep the meeting as open. Don't keep it as closed meeting. Keep it open-ended so that they can automatically join, and share your screen. In that newly created meeting, share your screen.
Because he's suggesting that you should not keep it like you accept the invite. It should be open to all to join, and you share the screen.
That's all. So they can automatically come in and see it. Control will be in the bottom right side.
Yeah, I can
To
see
make
that.
it open.
Post management.
Yeah.
I think we will need to work on that in the next session possibly.
Yeah.
Because in any case, we are uploading a recording of today's session for the benefit of all our members, So whoever is not able to connect, they will be at least be able to see the recording of today's session.
Yeah.
Braj, you go ahead with your strategy part, which you want to express. Then
I
we'll
think
go.
posting right is also blocked there in RSW.
No, that is open, no?
Yeah,
No,
so
it
give
is
me
closed.
a second, sir. I'm doing that.
I can open that.
Will they be will they be they can hear all that, right?
Yeah, they can hear.
Okay, text messages I have opened for the group. Okay.
So I've sent the new link, right? Now the question is, I need to make it in one, right?
Yeah, I
you
can
just
see
share
you.
the screen.
Done. Can you check it?
Yeah, I'll do.
I've sent the link in the group order. Can you check it, sir?
Yeah, I'm checking.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's working.
It's working, right?
Yeah, okay.
Cool. But okay, cool then. Yeah. What is the promo code for those?
Yeah, it is very simple. Just mention RSWarriors 15.
Yeah.
15. Okay. That can be used exclusively. I made a tie-up with them, and they are giving 15% on subscription part of that portal. So that code can be used for the benefit of our entire community whenever they want to join with a subscribed model. Okay. They also have a free part and they also have a subscribed part. So if you are done joining the free part, then you can also embark on the subscribed part if you really like the utility which the platform is offering. See, this is no kind of a promotion from my end. I just want that every RS warrior should be able to see the custom index of any stock which he is trying to invest into. And that problem on a large extent gets resolved when you explore this platform and create a custom index in just under a minute. You don't need any other platform, any other tool, but just creating custom index and checking whether the right sector you are investing, that problem gets resolved. And that's a beautiful thing for relative strength studies. Once I discovered it, I also called up the main promoter of that platform in the Mumbai meet, and he also has explained in depth during the Mumbai recording session about how effectively this platform can be used. So if you have purchased a recording for the Mumbai meet, then possibly he's inside there, and for like almost 30-40 minutes he has explained in depth on using that platform more effectively. So that also can be accessed. And this has completely changed the way I used to look at my charts. First, I just used to look at charts of my stocks, and I used to consider the sector, just seeing a few stocks, whether they are performing or not. But now an entire group of stocks I can select in one single click, and I can create a custom index and check whether if the sector entirely is performing or not. And that is helping my research a lot. Yeah. Braj, please go ahead with your analysis.
Yeah, so no sound like Srinivas, we have got the sound on that thing out there, right? There is someone out there who is messaging like there is no sound.
See, you don't mute your
Please say
mic.
the
Brother.
voice also.
Your mic has to be always on. Yeah.
No.
Your mic
When
is
you're
speaker
sharing
has to be
this,
on.
I'm sorry. When you're sharing the screen, please switch on the button for share voice sound. There is a small icon at the bottom of the sharing screen.
So everyone out here cannot see, right? That is how cannot hear.
You just switch on that. Go to the sharing screen button over there, and at the bottom right hand side bottom there is a small icon where you have to click to share your voice also.
Share voices. Yes.
Yes.
But what do you have to do? First, you stop sharing now, and again click on the sharing button.
Okay.
In the right bottom of that screen, you will see share voice is there. Just tick it. It will go to the right side. It will be on. You should. I think you have switched off.
Also share all the audio outputs. That is how it is. Right?
Audio output. Correct.
Yeah. Share.
Now you don't mute your mic.
Yeah, I'm not muting it. Anyhow, I have to speak now, right? So yeah.
Yeah. It will be here.
So everyone out here, can you hear, right? Premal sir, can you speak so that we can cross check it out? Right?
Yes, am I audible? Everybody can listen to me?
Yeah, we can listen, sir.
Yes, sir.
Great.
Cool.
You know, we have been doing it after a long time, so it takes a little while to get us also used to all these things.
Yeah.
We are trying our best to accommodate as much as we can the people who out there want to join us. So we have created a separate link.
Yeah. Okay, so let me start. And thank you so much for asking me to speak, right?
Yes,
So,
yes, brother.
Yeah. So for me, and as per my understanding, what I have been doing in last 2.5 years is I have been simply focusing on the stocks which are really strong in comparison to watching Nifty, because Nifty has not done anything in comparison to small cap and mid cap index. So if anybody out there, if you go and check out small cap index or mid cap index, what you will find is they have done much better in comparison to Nifty in last 2 years, if you find it. That is the first thing. Second thing, what I always believe and I have learned the hard way out there is ki, from many different people, including Premal sir, is there are a heck lot of stocks in the markets. There is always opportunity available. All you have to do is to find the right stocks. Can you please share the other meeting link?
It is on the group. It is on the RSWarriors group's wall. You can check on the meetings link, which is posted on the RSWarriors group's wall. The second link is there.
Yeah. So what I have learned hard way out there is ki, irrespective of what market it is, bear market, bad market, good market, irrespective of it is, you will be able to find the good stocks only if you go and search it. So there are always stocks which are available. All you have to do is to go and spend more time in finding the right stocks. The question is, will you be able to make more money? The answer is depends, but it's very difficult to make more money in this market. But the question is, can you survive in a right way? The answer is yes, if only you know how to survive it. The question is like, can you pass this phase without taking much stress? The answer is yes, you can do that. It's just that you need to follow a strategy, which whatever you are using it doesn't matter what you're using. Find one strategy, find their pros and cons, understand it better way, and then just go and do it. Find the right stocks, play the stocks as long as it is holding good or it is looking good. Don't wait for 10, 15, 20% and exit. What will happen is there are very few stocks which are moving nicely. Most of the stocks are not moving nicely. So if you go and see many examples, what you will find is like there are many stocks which have given insane returns in last 1 year. In fact, I can tell you more than 20 stocks which has moved by more than 100% in last 1 year. The question is, are we able to find even 2 names or 3 names or 4 names, and can we play those names? If anybody out here will be able to play 2-3 names for good 50, 70, 80%, you are going to make money in this market too. So this is something which I have done personally. I don't want to get into my performance own thing because that will not serve the purpose. The only thing is, I have survived this market. I have survived last year too. I have survived that before too. You can do that too, only if you start focusing on many other names and finding it. And knowing this, like Nifty is not the whole market. In Nifty can go green if only 3 or 4 major names in Nifty moves. So stop focusing on Nifty, start focusing on the strong names which are there. Trust me, there are a heck lot of opportunities available even in this market. It's just that it will take out time. You need to take out time for that. And yeah, there will be weak names which you need to cut out there. It's as simple as that. You will enter stocks, stop loss will get hit. Take the stop loss, move on. Don't stay in a hope like it will get bounced back or it will bounce. hope doesn't serve any purpose in this market at least. If you go and check marketplace data, what you will find is there are still 50% stock across market which are below their 200 moving average. Now, what I'm trying to say is there are a heck lot of stock. In fact, 50% of the stocks are literally looking very bad in this current market. But at the same point of time, that data also says like there are another 50% of the stocks which are there which can give you the opportunities. So in last year, there were more than 35 stocks which has given more than 100% returns. This year, there are almost 28 or 29 names, it can change, right? Which has given more than 100% returns. For us to make money on any portfolio out there, we need 2 or 3 good names to make money. So hold those 2-3 names if you are lucky to get those names. And yeah, you can make money. It's as simple as that.
Great. Sounds simple.
Yeah, sounds simple, but it's quite difficult to do that. It's as simple as that.
I know. You know, when we voice out, it does look that this is doable, you know. But our discipline, our psychology, the way we actually, you know, try to incorporate what we are trying to do, that all matters the most.
Yeah,
It's
100%.
like just driving the car, you know where the clutch, accelerator, and brake are, but when to press which part and you know how to drive the car better, that purely depends on the driver.
Yeah.
So the same thing out there is what you are trying to say.
Yeah, all I'm trying to say is like obviously I have not mentioned patience and psychology. Obviously, they are the two most important things which is required. Else, it's very easy to lose the patience and it's very easy to get frustrated in this type of market because out of 10 stocks, only 2 names will work or 3 names will work. 7 are not going to work. So we have to be ready for that. Like 7 names, we have to take the stop loss and move on. And the 2-3 which are working, we need to hold them as long as they're looking good and you can make money. It's as simple as that. Again, it's not that simple, but yeah. I'm trying to say that is simple.
Okay. I can understand what you try to express. You know, in the end, when we do Q&A, in case you have a question for all the other who voice out today, apart from me, it's always most welcome for all of you to ask them also certain queries if you have in mind. So we'll keep the questions part. Somebody is saying not simple in this market. I do understand it's not simple, but yes, we have to try to make it simple, you know.
But yeah, we have done this.
Doing complex things, if they would have worked in the world, you know, there are so many brains, so many supercomputers out there, which could have generated an alpha, which is unbelievable.
Yeah.
But then when supercomputers are not able to generate an alpha, which is unbelievable, we also should understand that doing complex things will not resolve the problem. It will make the problem more and more difficult. So being simple with your approach and not over-analyzing also helps a lot, you know. So, yes, I do see comments. We'll keep the comments part later on. Right now, do we have Ajoy or Pratik Saraf out here? If you are there, please put on your camera, please.
So my camera is on. If you can.
Yes, I can see you. Yes, Pratik Saraf also.
Pratik
So
is
let's
here.
start.
Yes, sir, I'm here.
I want both of you also to voice out what the strategy you are practicing today, because I really like the way you are doing RS studies and, you know, practicing your investing. Just like Braj expressed, I want you also to discuss it out.
So let Pratik go ahead and I will then.
Okay. Pratik Saraf, you start with it. Yes.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, everyone. It's
Yes,
been an honor to study from you, work with you, and the learnings are really doing wonders. The sector analysis, like Brajji already said, he's echoed everything what I wanted to say, but actually the sector works for you, the theme works for you. जब वो मार्केट जब जो जिसको रिवॉर्ड करेगा उसी के साथ में आपको जाना चाहिए. यू हैव टू बी विद द फ्लेवर ऑफ द सीजन. जो मार्केट में आपको पैसा वही देगा. लाइक ही सेड कि only 2 or 3 stocks are working out of 100, so you will have to be with them. So analyzing them is very important. I do only manual scanning and some tools suggested by you. I am using them very well. तो वो आपको अपने आप वो stocks दे देता है. So also I look around a lot. मेरी studies बहुत उस पे depend करती है कि I look around for stocks, look around for what is happening around government, किस में initiative ले रहा है, कहाँ fund flow आ रहा है. So institutional smart money really gives you the push कि कहाँ पैसा जाने वाला है, कहाँ कौन सा sector work करने वाला है. So like water theme बीच में आया था, you could hear a lot of news about it, but the stock spiked and then started correcting again because उसमें ऊपर में resistances बहुत है. So when you're choosing something also, you will have to see कि the trend should be clear path or less resistance, what we call the path of least resistance. That's what I believe in कि आप ये वाले stocks ढूंढो कि जिसमें path बहुत clear रहे. A lot of resistance will put you down, will push you down, करेक्शन देगा, ड्रॉ डाउन होंगे या आपको पुश आउट करेगा, स्टॉप लॉस हिट होंगे, देन आप वापस से एंटर करोगे. तो आई बिलीव कि वो थोड़ा सा एक स्ट्रेटेजी मेरा है कि आई ट्राई टू फाइंड स्टॉक्स वेयर इन देयर इज अ लॉट ऑफ वेयर रेजिस्टेंसेस आर वेरी लेस. सो इट विल हेल्प मी कैरी दैट स्टॉक फॉरवर्ड. दूसरा, उसको सपोर्ट करने के लिए आई नीड डिमांड. डिमांड सर ने बहुत अच्छे से एको किया है. वी हैव बीन यूजिंग दैट. Volumes will tell you that ki where the demand is, you have to be there. So you should love the stock which is in demand. I strictly follow that. If it loses its demand and loses its sheen, I would start reducing my position. So like sir has been teaching us and others also, ki I use a lot of pyramiding positions. So I've been buying bottom buys, base breakouts. So I love base breakouts to trade with. So we start with small quantities, go up, ladder up little, giving us a good ride to a good stock. And if the stock starts failing, we get out similar way, the down ladder. So I've been following this in the current market, and sector rotation has been really very fast. So defense was a good turnaround. Then there were heavy electrical, capital goods companies doing very well in April, May, June as well. So they give fantastic upside. Q Power, many of them. So I would not name any specific ones, but these were the sectors working. In between, we saw pharma doing very well. So I was just churning with them. It was fast churning. Emerging Tendulkar really works very well with this concept of base breakouts. And while last year the stocks which the market was not working, I was focusing majorly on 52-week high or relatively closer stocks. So that was the strength. The stocks were in strength. That is why they were trading around 52 weeks. So last year I had quite of good moves in some good stocks. Some stocks really went down. good correction, but holding on. Like one example was Kalyan Jewelers. Past one about a month, last month, you can see the huge rally. It's come up so well.
Yes.
So that conviction has to be there. So depends. आप stock को कैसे believe करते हो, कैसे क्या उठा के you hold on, you don't. Fundamentals also work important, but I give more importance to technical. So technical is my forte. I love charting, so I keep checking stocks on manual scans and everything. And stock scans is really helping me. मतलब stock scans में जो scan index custom scans हैं, the result scanner is also a very good tool. So in the Bombay meet, the developer was there, right? So he explained it so well. I think we were more listening to him than sir. Then sir, we had to stop him. Let's let the sir speak. So he was very dynamic about it, and a very passionate, developed setup. I think the site is a very passionately driven setup, and they are improvising every time. So and catching up with the latest trends and how you want. So it really matches our way of trading or investing of RS. So I feel really you should everyone should adapt it.
Yes.
That should be it. Anything else, sir? You can ask me questions. I can help.
I want you to voice out your industry analysis, which you do in going into the market and trying to discover what's coming up.
Right.
ये आप explain करिए, because that that approach is something nobody else is doing. I see only you posting about it, and I read about it, and that I also find really interesting to worth trying it.
Sir, recently the upcoming is auto and auto ancillary. So I've been going around speaking to auto ancillary companies. I'll just give you a brief. I'm also from a business background, so I know how businesses work. So and have a good connection with a lot of people who are into variety of businesses all across the nation, from good turnovers, huge turnovers. So I'm connected with a lot of industry associations also. So I can pick up things, what is happening, the buzz around which sector. So auto ancillary, why? Because recently you could see good results coming up with Bajaj Auto, TVS Auto, and these two-wheeler. So seeing them, automatically auto ancillary should do good. First of all, this was the main criteria. Secondly, festive season is coming up. So always you will see the good numbers coming up in festive seasons for two-wheelers. I'm not talking about four-wheelers. Four-wheelers is for expensive journey. You can see a lot of money percolating down the rural segment, and they will spend. They will spend on what? First is two-wheeler. Anyone wants to buy, it's two-wheeler first. So lot of good salary hikes, lot of these property rates have increased. So spending power has also increased. So this will help two-wheeler industry. So two-wheeler industry will again come down to the ancillary industry. So I try to check with which ancillary industries are doing well. Their fundamentals should be also good to invest in. So those industries, those companies are investable. So that's how I work. I spoke to them, a lot of the suppliers, the manufacturers, even the scooter dealers also. So that's coming promising, and I've shared it on the group many times. My other studies also. I was in Valuj, I was in Aurangabad. So I was looking around Bajaj Autos there. A lot of other small auto ancillary units are there. I picked up one company was called Garware High Tech. I've shared that in the group as well. So I had been there to that company and spoke to few dealers over there. What is their market share and everything? They command 70% of the market share in films. So by films, you will think the films on the car. But why don't you think beyond? Beyond will be the films on the skyscrapers now, the glass buildings and everywhere. They need films. So they are majorly exporting. India is also requiring a lot of infrastructure development is happening. So this is also one way I do it. So this is how I do it. There can be a number of examples, sir.
Yes, I do understand. See, basically, he going out there and talking with the industry people is something which we rarely do. We all like to do analysis sitting on our office chair, or exploring platforms which are accessible to us on internet and do research and analysis and things like that. Also, it is easy to open up NSE or BSE and download the PDFs which are generated by the company's reports and everything. So notifications and everything is out there available to everybody. Yeah. But going down to the industry level, talking to dealers and distributors, trying to find out something which is going to be having a good demand going forward in the market, and then going back and looking at the stocks of that particular commodity or service, and then investing into it is going one step forward and then doing it. So I truly appreciate what you are doing. Maybe all of you who have joined us, some of you who have good contacts, who have good network with industry people, can go out and try this model. This will, I mean, even if you can get one or two stocks which turn to be, like which can deliver you 50 to 100% returns holding up for an year or so, it can give a major boost to your entire portfolio's return. So the exercise is worth doing. If
reality check.
Yes, tell me.
So that's the reality check. What I do basically, it's the what is on ground.
Yes, we do understand what you are trying to say. Yes. So I hope you all got the message out here, what he is trying to do. In case you have any Q&A for him, later on when we open the session, you can ask it. Okay. Moving to Ajoy.
Yes, sir.
So most welcome. You can share your thoughts and procedure, what you follow for your investing journey.
Yeah, thank you so much for allowing me to, open it up here. My approach, I would speak दो चीजों पे मेजर बात करूंगा. एक तो इंडस्ट्री जो अभी हम बात कर रहे हैं, बट मोर देन दैट आई वुड गो बिहाइंड द डिमांड, और मैं उसको कैसे देखता हूँ. मी फ्रॉम अ एनिमेशन बैकग्राउंड, आई डोंट हैव अ फाइनेंशियल बैकग्राउंड की मैं उसमें पढ़ा हूँ या फिर उसको बहुत अच्छे से जानता हूँ. सो व्हाट आई रियली वांटेड टू डू इनिशियल जर्नी में, सब सबका जर्नी वही टेक्निकल होता है, फिर ट्राई करते हैं, अलग अलग थेरीज ट्राई करते हैं. इन ऑल दिस व्हाट आई रियली फाउंड आउट कि जो चार्ट ड्राइव करने वाली बात है ना, दैट इज ओनली डिमांड. उसके सिवा चार्ट ड्राइव नहीं होता है. नाउ हु ड्राइव्स द चार्ट? रिटेल पार्टिसिपेंट कांट ड्राइव द चार्ट, क्योंकि उनके पास उतना क्वांटिटी और पैसा नहीं लगाते. देन who drives the chart is institutions. Now why institution will drive one company's chart? That is something led me कि fundamentals में ऐसी क्या चीजें देखनी चाहिए जो institutions को attract करेगी. उसका अगर वो कंपनी में है, and then if you are seeing something good demand developing on the chart, let's say weekly chart, so that is something a confirmation for me, क्योंकि institution has a huge fund to allocate ऑन द रिसर्च पार्ट. तो वो इंडस्ट्री एनालिसिस करेंगे, वो कंपनी से प्रमोटर से बात करेंगे, 2 साल का बिजनेस का व्यू लेके चलेंगे, एंड एवरीथिंग आफ्टर डूइंग एवरीथिंग दे विल इन्वेस्ट इन वन कंपनी. आई वांट टू टेक एडवांटेज ऑफ दैट रिसर्च इंस्टेड ऑफ शायद किसी को ये नॉलेज है कि मैं जाके लाइक प्रतीक जी सेड कि मैं इंडस्ट्री से डीलर से बात करता हूँ. सम मे नॉट हैव दैट नॉलेज हाउ टू स्पीक, व्हाट इंफॉर्मेशन टू पिक अप. तो does that mean he should not trade? ऐसा नहीं है. तो he has a we are very privileged to have volumes or demand on the chart today. अगर 20 साल पहले देखा होता तो ये चार्ट अवेलेबल नहीं था. That time it was very dependable journey कि मैं किसी से बात करूं, मेरा इंस्टीट्यूशन बैंक्स में कोई हो, पहचान हो, और फिर वो बताए. आज जरूरत नहीं है. Sitting in home you can do all this, but you really need to know कि देखना क्या है. I go behind demand, और उसके पीछे मैं एक देखता हूँ कि ये डिमांड कौन क्रिएट कर रहा है, और वो कंपनी में वो है क्या जो न्यूज बाद में आती है. लेट्स से बजाज ऑटो का हम बात कर रहे थे, तो बजाज ऑटो का चार्ट अगर वीकली जाके देखोगे तो वो बहुत पहले से परफॉर्म कर रहा था. अभी रिजल्ट्स आए, उसके बाद में वो ऊपर जाने लगा, एंड एवरीथिंग इज कंफर्म नाउ. तब तक वो बहुत ऊपर भाग जाता है. सो उस केस में रिटेल ट्रेडर्स का थोड़ा सा कंफ्यूजन होता है, मैं इतना एक ऊपर ले लूं क्या, मेरा एसएल कितना होना चाहिए, all those technical stuff. तो उस केस में मेरा अप्रोच ये रहेगा कि I go behind the demand and I confirm that कि वो institutions को attract करने वाली कंपनी वाली चीजें उसमें है क्या, and those are very less for the retail की एक बार डिमांड कंफर्म हो जाए तो वैल्यूएशन देखो, कंपनी का परफॉर्मेंस देखो ऑन YOY. उसमें भी एक चीज आई जनरली फॉलो कि सीजनल स्टॉक्स जो होते हैं उनका YOY रिजल्ट्स देख के वो क्वार्टर में किसी क्वार्टर में बाइंग होती है, क्योंकि नेक्स्ट क्वार्टर में अगर सीजन अच्छा आने वाला है तो इंस्टीट्यूशन विल बाय इनटू दिस, क्योंकि उनको मालूम है कि उसका सीजन ही अगले क्वार्टर में है तो उसका परफॉर्मेंस अच्छा आने वाला है. सो दैट वे क्वार्टरली रिजल्ट्स पे डिपेंड रहना. इफ यू आर इन्वेस्टिंग इन ट्रेंचेस, तो यू इन्वेस्ट 1 ट्रेंच इन दिस क्वार्टर, वेट फॉर द रिजल्ट, कंफर्मेशन आने के बाद इन्वेस्ट 2nd ट्रेंच. दैट इज द इन्वेस्टमेंट अप्रोच आई टेक, क्योंकि वो 2 या 3 क्वार्टर के बेसिस पे आता है इन्वेस्टमेंट अपॉर्चुनिटी, एंड देन यू ड्राइव द जर्नी. इंस्टीट्यूशन 7-8 क्वार्टर का व्यू लेके चलते. इफ वी कैन मेड अप टू हाफ ऑफ व्हाट दे ड्राइव, तो भी बहुत अच्छा जर्नी मिल जाता है. सो दैट इज हाउ आई डू इन इन्वेस्टमेंट. जब स्विंग की बात आती है तो इट्स लाइक रिस्क इज समथिंग विच आई रियली फोकस ऑन, क्योंकि स्टॉक भागने के लिए 14-15-20%, 20 भी नहीं, 15-16% बहुत जल्दी भाग जाता है. इट टेक्स टाइम टू गो 20-25-30%. तो अगर मेरे को 15% में 1:2 का रिस्क रिवॉर्ड चाहिए, इफ आई एम रिस्किंग 1% ऑफ माई पोर्टफोलियो एंड आई नीड 2%, तो मेरा एसएल ही इट हैज टू कम अंडर 8-9%, तभी मेरे को वो जर्नी मिलेगा। सो वो सेटअप में हमेशा ढूंढने की कोशिश करता हूँ कि कौन सा ऐसा स्टॉक है। आई पर्सनली गो ऑन एक बेसिक स्कैनर लगाता हूँ कि वीकली 15% से ज्यादा कौन से स्टॉक ने रिटर्न दिया है। वंस दैट हैज हैपन तो वो लिस्ट में आता है, और उसके बाद में मैं उस लिस्ट को स्कैन करता हूँ कि उसमें से कौन से स्टॉक्स है जो लो रिस्क मेरे को अपॉर्चुनिटी दे रहे हैं। सो दैट्स हाउ आई डू फॉर स्विंग। इट्स ओनली टेक्निकल, फिर उसमें जाके मैं 2-3 क्राइटेरिया फंडामेंटल्स के चेक करता हूँ, बट आई कीप इट दिस वे, वेरी सिंपल। अभी इंडस्ट्री की बात करेंगे तो इंडस्ट्री आई यूज माई टूल, जो स्टॉकल पे इंडस्ट्री स्कैनर बनाया, तो वहां पे इंडस्ट्री के चार्ट्स दिखते हैं, ऑल इंडस्ट्रीज। आई ओनली गो एंड सी कि उसमें डिमांड कहाँ पे डेवलप हो रहा है इंडस्ट्री में, एंड विच इंडस्ट्री इज ट्रेडिंग अबाउट 50 and 20 year. So that's the only thing which I see for the industry.
So you have two portfolios. One is for trading like swing and what you are doing, and
Yes.
one is for investing.
Yes.
And you have two different models and approach for both of them which you follow.
Correct. But both of them has the really very basic, a base is demand, consolidation and RS positive stuff. Nothing beyond this. अगर ये नहीं है, इसमें से एक भी नहीं है, तो I don't go into that stuff.
हमारा जो टैगलाइन है, we love what is in demand.
हाँ, तो वो तो that's exactly, but लोगों को वो लगता है महंगा है, लोग समझते नहीं है कि वो
वो तो मैं day one से बोल रहा हूँ, but it's okay. See, risk reward parameters पे अगर किसी चीज को खरीदना है, then you have to look for more emerging Tendulkars. Yeah,
correct.
Where you will get low risk entry.
Correct.
But then if it's an emerging Tendulkar, it is not that confirmed that it shall resume the uptrend which is just started.
Correct.
Okay. If you are ready to take that risk of confirmed uptrend not established, then emerging Tendulkars can be considered. Very clearly I have said this. I'm repeating it for some people who might be new out here and they like to, I mean, see, human mind is such that जो नीचे मिलता है ना डिस्काउंट में, वो अच्छा लगता है. If it's a TV or a fridge, अच्छा लगता है. If it's a stock also, it looks the same. So I often see most of us posting something on emerging Tendulkars and gaining an entry into some emerging idea and things like that. But that's okay. But there are risks involved because the trend is not established. So if you're looking for something where the trend is established, then probably a breakout stock would be a better one. You know?
Correct.
Because
So
when it's a breakout, it's in a blue sky zone. It's like in a space territory where the ship has moved, escaped from the gravity of the earth, and now it is into space. All the resistance which was supposed to come, it has escaped everything, and now it has moved to a new price trajectory. So there is no further resistance. So there is huge long-term breakouts, you know. In stock scans, we also have queries where, you know, these scans are available where long-term scan stocks ideas are reflected every 2-3 minutes, they refresh. And we can look at those charts also. I often see that query.
सर ये जो बात है ना तेंदुलकर की, जो इमर्जिंग तेंदुलकर से, तो उसमें ना जो पोस्ट आते हैं वो उनको मैं भी देखता हूँ, लेकिन मेरे को ऐसा लगता है कि बहुत सारे लोग टेक्निकल को देख के ढूंढना चाह रहे हैं कि इमर्जिंग तेंदुलकर कौन सा है, बट आई गेस दे आर गोइंग रॉन्ग इन दैट फेज दैट इमर्जिंग तेंदुलकर शुड बी की फंडामेंटल्स में टर्न अराउंड कहाँ से आ रहा है और फिर उसका डिमांड कहाँ पे क्रिएट हो रहा है ऑन चार्ट.
Yes,
that should be the approach.
I have explained that concept in the Hyderabad and Chennai meet in depth. I have covered it.
Yeah.
But you know, people just start off and then they see a technical setup and they see a stock reversing back after a long-term correction, and they believe this is an emerging Tendulkar. I do agree to your view. So that is a risky thing to do.
It is.
There should be a connect between turnaround quarterly result, which will propel the fundamental buyers to get interested into that stock, and that should be supported with the technical setup. So when the technical and the fundamental, both the parts merge together, then the thirst of a emerging Tendulkar will come into the play.
Correct.
So the
and nobody can be 100% right on it. You know, it's still a probability. But then if you have monitored these two things, at least 60-70% you are done with doing your job.
Yeah.
So the problem is like many people wants to play momentum, which he was talking right. The thing is like while playing momentum, they mix many other things out there. For example, when it comes to breakout, there are different multiple types of breakout which can happen, right? People can play breakout for 20 days, people can play breakout for 30 days. Pratik Bhai was talking about 52-week highs, which we offer. Me and Pratik Bhai has got similar style, right? So there are common stocks across, right? The thing is like many people wants to play momentum, but they are not ready to take the risk of that momentum thing out there.
Correct.
Something if they want to play for 25% or 15% or 20%, at the same point of time, the thing is like there's a very interesting data. Like if you go and check every single 52-week high breakout thing, every third stock works. Like that means 2 out of 3 doesn't work. So the accuracy of that breakout is less than 30 to 33%. The problem is most people don't go and check all this data out there. And so they believe that every single breakout which they are buying, they should work in their favor. And that doesn't happen. And when that doesn't happen, what the two common mistakes which they make, either they don't take the stop loss, and what happens is like if the stock goes up, making 52-week high, if they get rejected, chances are quite high like that stock will go down by 10%, 15%, 20%. And so they stay there with that loss out there. And second, when emerging we are talking, right? This Ajay Bhai said, like people don't want to see the fundamental part of that and turnaround part of that. It's very easy to find a stock which is coming out from the bottom because of the breakout thing and all. But obviously they forget one thing, like there are a heck lot of resistances on above side. And for that resistances to be taken out, there should be a good catalyst behind that. Then only that will happen.
True.
And most people are not aware of that catalyst thing, or either they don't want to play that thing out there. And then again, they bring their emotions to it, hold on to it. Like I can tell you this, like in last 1 year, I know many people across communities who have been holding 2, 3, 4 stocks in their portfolio, which has gone down by 35%, 40%, 50%. Irrespective of how much money they are going to make from other stocks, these 4 or 5 losses will never make them money. And now they simply are in a hope like when market will recover, one day it will recover and one day it will come. I don't know when that day will come, but yeah, it's like then again they go and average down out there and they spend all their money out there.
Braj, what you are commenting, that are part of the human psychology which is inbuilt within us in our DNA.
Yeah, 100% Sajid. But that is what we need to change, right? To make money in the markets.
If somebody slaps you, you not getting angry is not human.
No. But you can do that once you develop your
The only
patience
thing
out there.
is how you react.
Yeah.
When
That's
you are
what I'm saying.
slapped by somebody,
Yeah.
how you react to that situation at that point, that is what matters. Otherwise, feeling bad is a part of a universal law. Everybody is going to get the same feeling.
But sir, they're just saying in trading, if you want to be a good trader, you need to go against human emotions out there. That is the very basic thing.
Yeah, but it comes with practice. See, you can't be like, मेरे दिमाग में जो भी इमोशन उठेगा मैं सबको दबा दूंगा. That is also.
सर उसके लिए मेरा ऐसा मानना है कि you can counter the emotion part with the rules. If you have the rules की भले SL चलो SL में emotion आता है.
out there.
Discipline.
Because rules are only followed by discipline, right?
नहीं, but वो भी क्या होता है कि अगर person to person dependent है कि मेरे को follow करने के लिए. But let's say if I have
you're going to follow rules if you're disciplined, right? Don't you think?
मतलब इमोशन की बात कर रहा मैं, डिसिप्लिन की नहीं. इमोशन ट्रिगर होने का चांस है क्योंकि पैसा ज्यादा जा रहा है, वो इमोशन होता है कि जल्दी भी जा रहा है, ज्यादा भी जा रहा है. सो इफ यू काउंटर दैट विद सम रूल कि नहीं मेरा जल्दी भी जा रहा है तो ज्यादा नहीं जा रहा है. Let's say
again you are same to the point again. You can only follow rules when you are disciplined.
It's not about the rule. I'm talking about the emotion. जो ट्रिगर ही ना हो. इमोशन ट्रिगर क्यों हो रहा है? क्योंकि पैसा ज्यादा जा रहा है.
We are humans. Emotions will get triggered. The thing is that you need to control.
Exactly. So you don't need to control. आपको अगर वो होता है कि मेरा एग्जांपल आपका 10 लाख रुपए का पोर्टफोलियो और जा रहा है आपका 50,000 60,000 रुपए एक स्टॉक पे, आपका इमोशन आपके रूल को ध्यान ही नहीं देने देगा.
That is the process, part of the process out there.
नहीं, but if you have a rule of the risk कि नहीं मेरा ज्यादा से ज्यादा 10,000 रुपए जा सकता है, your emotion will not हावी कि हाँ मैं क्या करूं, you will then follow कि हाँ चलो 10,000 जा रहा है तो मैं ले ही लेता हूँ. Example, I mean just.
But
Yeah,
what
I totally
happens?
get what you're saying.
Ajoy, what will happen if something goes gap up or gap down the other?
वो तो
मैं वही कह रहा हूँ again. That is exactly what I was going to say. कि irrespective of how much risk manage you manage.
A company reported its quarterly result post the market is closed.
Yeah. Next day it goes to gap down by
And there is
20%.
something good, bad, ugly, whatever is that quarterly result. The next day, the stock will either gap down or gap up. You know.
So today the Cartrade stock gave the best of the results out there. The stock went down by 5%.
वो सूर्योदय का भी वैसे हुआ ना, मैंने दिया.
Exactly. Super results and it's bumped down.
Extreme great results, the stock goes down. So
many stocks, when they are good, the result is good. They're already priced in. No?
Yeah.
That is also likely.
Yeah.
Everything we can't assume. I mean, we can't put all the eggs in one basket. That अच्छा result आएगा तो price बढ़ने ही वाला है.
Correct.
अगर ये होता तो ये जो फॉरवर्ड एस्टिमेट्स जो एनालिस्ट करते हैं, जो रिसर्च करके एक एस्टिमेट बना के चलते हैं कि इस क्वार्टर में इसका रिजल्ट प्रोजेक्टेड ये आने वाला है, उनका तो रोल ही खत्म हो जाएगा. So these people out there, they always are busy, just like we are busy with technical analysis, studying demand supply and doing all other models of what we understand. These people are always 100% involved with forward projections of expected results from companies which they expect to do good. And they already start building up positions into those companies, anticipating that result. So suddenly what happens is, if the actual result and the estimate, there is a gap in between those two, then the correction or the price bump up comes into play. You know,
True.
If the result is exceptionally good beyond the expectations, it will give up another 10-15% move. Similarly, if it is not so well, then it will drop down by 5-10%. Yeah.
True.
So I personally hold, you all in the community know I hold Suzlon. Yeah. Yesterday the same thing happened in Suzlon. Everything was good in the result except the margins. You know, suddenly from 19% or 18% operating margins, the company reported 15.6% something kind of a margin. So that was a drop of 4% in the margin. Now the first feeling of everybody out there was that the company does have orders, the company does have business, everything sounds good, but it is cutting the price, and the rewards of getting these orders is they're getting the orders at a low price. Yeah. In that thing itself, 9% the stock closed down.
Yeah. With a good volume.
I was patiently observing the stock. I was ready to take that hit also because my purchase price is pretty low. My cost of acquisition is almost like nil today, so it's okay with me. But then when I saw the con call, you know, when I was listening to the con call, I understood that due to the geopolitical changes, the change in the price of the fuel and the short-term impact of that war phenomena, the entire transport became expensive for the company. Yeah. Now this is something like blades on a 50-60 wheeler truck. Yeah. So these are big transportation cost involved. And due to this repricing of the transportation cost, there was a hit on their operating margin. Now, when I understood that thing, I decided to continue with my position because this is a temporary adjustment.
Yeah.
Then still, besides this, the market sold off 10%.
Yeah.
Okay. We can't do anything about it. So sometimes it takes a little more to be a rational than being an impulsive investor. Everything that gives a stop loss or reaches a level where we can't take a loss beyond that point, blindly you can't just offload that positions. You have to try to discover the genuine reasons of cutting down that positions and not be the first in line of offloading when the time comes.
Yeah.
Often we behave the same way that अगर बेचने का है सब दरवाजे की तरफ दौड़ रहे तो मैं सबसे पहले जाके खड़ा रह जाता हूँ. Now that is not the right way of doing it. Okay. You might get butchered out of it because you are the first one out there. Because पीछे से जो धक्का आएगा वो और जोर से तुमको push करेगा. Please don't do that. Try to analyze. If you are not able to do it, You take services of some people who are actively doing it and then take a view and build your portfolio. But then if you have the time and you can put in the effort, that's the best job you can do. But always analyze and then do your exits from the stocks. This is what I've learned. I've also been hit sometimes like 20-30% drawdowns and things like that. But then it has also saved me often, because if I would have been first in the line, I would have just offloaded the entire position, and the next day the fall would have got arrested, and then I would not get a fresh entry. That will also happen. So all things are possible. Okay.
So as a great Mark Twain said, like there are two things to follow. First, always follow the rule. Rule number two, know when to break it. Right? So that is the line which I said. Anyway, sir, we can start taking questions out there.
Yeah,
because,
yeah, absolutely.
We're gonna start taking
Thank you,
questions.
sir.
It's been an hour about that, right?
We will take one more person. Srinivasan, are you there? Please, I can see your logo, but I don't see your video. Can you come online, please?
Yeah, I'm there. Yeah, I'm there.
So this is one good, very good RSWarriors we have again with us today, and we'll try to understand what he does. I know he's a big fan of emerging Tendulkars, because most of the ideas I see from him are from the emerging category. But I still want to understand what is his research and logic behind finding those emerging Tendulkars. Please go ahead, Srinivasan.
Yes. Yeah. So I'll tell my idea, and also I want to present one chart which I already posted in RSWarriors group.
Screen sharing if you want.
Yeah, I'll do that. So in this market, I think I am surviving only because of bottoming out. So my strategy is the past 1 year is I'm finding, because there is a lot of stocks which are coming down, and once the selling is getting exhausted, the stock typically moves up by 20 to 40%. So I am able to catch up that moves. So most of the stock or ideas I post are all of bottoming out. So I clearly mentioned the stock is looking like bottoming out, because I see the sales volume as well as the weekly volumes, weekly chart, the weekly price range, which I call it as average true range, where the stock price tend to trade between a price range. So if a stock is trading at 30 rupees in a weekly, up and down. So if the volume is started reducing, this volumes also contracts. So this is how I find out the stock which is bottoming out, and that is working pretty well in this downward market, because last 18 months it's really a pain, because there's no money is being made at large cap. So mid cap and small cap are giving a lot of opportunities with like, you know, it gets, I think we are getting a lot of opportunities in mid cap and small cap. But the strategy cannot be the same like what we had in 2021-22, where the market was in a continuous rally and all the breakouts were working. But today the breakouts are not working. And I figured out personally that breakout was identifying a breakout and getting inside was not working for me. So wherever I find it is bottoming out, I really made money. So then I understood that this is something working for personally for me. Then
no, but in general, there can be so many stocks which are bottoming out and turning up. What is the difference between where you take a stock and reject all others which you see are bottoming out?
See,
let's say you get invest into one.
See, I am typically, basically, I'm CA, so I go and study the financials. I don't take up.
Exactly.
I go back and study the financials, see the profitability, where there is the sales growth is there, EPS, especially the EPS, that they are able to maintain the same profitability. But irrespective of the profitability, market has punished the stock. So after understanding that, and then I check all the fundamental. If there is a management resignation, director resignation, auditor resignation, then I don't touch those scripts. I also want some members in the group also, so if they are able to see that, because I'm by profession I keep on reading financials, so I tend to read it in 5 to 10 minutes. I just grasp and understand that. So that's it. I'm able to, no, at least I read at least some 30-40 financials every day in listed companies. So I'm used to it. So I'm able to technically differentiate between them.
So
and
if
one
we are
index,
not a CA, what to do?
Come again, please.
If we are not a CA, like you, what to do?
See, there are many websites like Result Scan is there in the stock scan where they just put a summary of the results. I think they can highlight like some management resignation also is there. So it's which is like a red alert. So people don't get into it because normally an auditor doesn't resign in between a year. Normally a CFO doesn't CFO resign, but directors generally don't resign because they are all honored to be a director at listed company and they don't want to leave midway. If somebody is leaving midway, again there might be an issue. There are reasons beyond like we saw in HDFC. So in between the year, the chairman himself resigned. So those kind of things comes. It's better not to get into those kind of script. That's one way of doing. And one ratio chart which I was already posted in the group last week, I was under the impression that market is going to go up by at least 4,000 to 5,000 points Nifty. So that is my personal feeling that we might bottom out in August and then Nifty could go up by 3,000 to 4,000 points easily in the coming days. I may be wrong, but I'll just quickly share that ratio chart here and explain.
Yes, please. You can share your screen, no? You can start screen sharing.
Yeah. I can do that. So this is the one I'll just quickly explain because already 9:40. So this is one of Nifty versus Dow Jones Industrial Average, which I already posted several times in the past. And last week I posted one analysis in RSWarriors group saying that the market bottom is very near and it can go up in the coming days. The pain could be there. This is the long-term chart of the ratio chart. And you can see that in 2020, that 18 to 20 months, there was a sub-channel where it got broken during 2024. After that, the ratio chart had a downfall. All these 18, 20 months, we literally had a lot of pains in the market. Now it has come to support of a long-term trend line. This has already touched once in 2020 COVID crash. And again, it is coming to that trend line after 6 years. So I personally feel, because I may be wrong, I'm against it. I personally feel that this trend line should be respected. So we will come to know about this in the month of August because 4 weeks it has to break or it has to go up. Suppose it holds the trend line and reverses from this trend line, I expect a sharp rally like in the past. At least 20% rally should come.
So those who are watching it, please see that there is a trend line which is respected since 2003. If you can go on the left side of this chart, you will see that there is a long-term trend line which has been plotted since 2003. So from 2003 till today, this trend line has not been broken out, okay, on the downside. So all that Mr. Srinivasan is trying to tell you is that if it has got respected for like say last 23 years, there is a high probability that it could reverse from here. And then when the reversal comes into the market, we might see a good rally into the Nifty indexes. Okay.
So there is also another way of looking at it is like we are going to, till now we have decoupled from the US market, right? So the thing is like what I have seen this chart, but he's saying that Nifty is going up. What I have understood is like till now US markets and the world market was doing great and we were performing very badly. In fact, in last 2 years, we are one of the worst performing markets right across when it comes to global markets.
Yes.
So now it's our time probably to outperform them. Now,
yes, someday we will get that. Yes.
Yeah, the question is not that how much Nifty will go up. The question is, will we outperform the global market? Probably the answer is yes. Probably we can see that bounce. Predicting that Nifty will go 20% up is something which I don't agree on this. But yeah, with this, I was also looking at it and I believe like in coming time we are going to outperform US markets. But at the same point of time, I believe like US market is going to now go down or correct a bit out there because Korean market is going down. Chinese market is going down, Singapore index is going down, US market has started correcting and they have gone up like anything last 2 years. So obviously they have to correct. So that is also the reason for us to outperform. How much we will do that will get to know in coming time.
Absolutely.
My take. I can agree.
Absolutely. Yes. So before we start the Q&A next, I would like to name some of my custom indices which I have built for myself using stockscans.in. And if you would like to note them out, you can note it down and then create custom indexes of this particular industry which I am voicing them out, and then try to analyze those industries and the stocks within those industries. So if you can give a look at this, it will really help you to figure out which stocks inside these industries are doing good. And these are the industries which I see are outperforming, the sectors are outperforming on all three counts, which is like 3 months, 6 months, and 1 year. Okay. So this stock scans, it has two models. One is pre-built indices, which they have incorporated around 20-30 indices, and then there are custom indices. Okay. So first I will voice out the pre-built one. So some of them are like, first is consumer electronics, then CDMO, commercial vehicle finance, shipping, cables and power, refrigerant gases. Now this is something interesting. You know, we normally don't see much of this sector either ways, but refrigerant gas. Just look at this sector chart inside the pre-built indices given in stockscans.in, and you will come to know which strong stocks out there are in this index. Then small finance bank, diagnostics, and hospitals. Okay. I would not like to repeat them because anyways we are going to have the recordings of this posted, so probably you can check on that. Now coming to the custom indices which I have created for myself, selecting some of the stocks which I was tracking into, and this custom indices are again performing on the all the three counts, which is like 3 months, 6 months, and 1 year. They are outperforming. The sectors are outperforming. Okay. So again, this is first is consumer durables. Second is IT softwares. Now I have created one custom index for softwares, not IT sector. You know, generally we see CNX IT, which was heavily underperforming, but now in the last 1 month it has tried to reverse up. Things like that are happening in the CNX IT. But IT softwares has been outperforming for 3 months, 6 months, and 1 year. All three counts. Okay. Third is NBFC, which is non-banking financial companies. Fourth is telecom. You know, somebody might have noticed, but I have seen telecom stocks are outperforming in longer terms. In longer terms means in the last 1 year duration, telecom stocks have outperformed. Then one is pharma, and the last one is alcoholic beverages. You know, now alcoholic beverages recently also they are performing, but for the last 1 year also they have been outperforming. So these are some of the sectors one can have a look inside and try to analyze and find stocks within them. This is a shortcut to doing so much of work which I have given you. So probably if you can look into these sectors, it will help you a lot. Brad, we can start with some Q&A. We'll take around 7-8 questions at the most. Because already we are running like almost 1 hour and 45 minutes into this session by now. So whoever has a question, please raise your hand and then they can voice it out and who you want to ask the question to so that we can reply to it.
Yeah, the only request I have is, bhai, if you ask the question after that, please mute your mic so that it will be easy for anyone to answer it. You can raise your hand and we will take some name and then you can ask the question out there. Or you can write the message in the chat and we'll be happy enough to take the questions out there. Okay, so Harsbhai has got a question out there. Premal sir, how do you decide when to take stop loss and profit taking when ARS line is positive in both cases?
Okay, now see, theoretically, I do have a stop loss and a target when I initiate a position. Because in any case, I have to consider the risk versus reward. Okay. If the risk is high and the reward is less, it doesn't make sense. and the vice versa. If the risk is low and the reward is pretty high, I would like to consider that position. But first, when the target is achieved, I just don't shake off the position. Okay. Most oftenly, when I see that the sector is in strength and the sector is not weakening, I continue to hold that position even after the target has been reached. So, for me in particular, I don't have a fixed formula of reaching a target and closing a position. Similarly, on the stop loss side, if I am seeing my stock hitting a stop loss, but the entire industry is not going down, it is still performing, or there is still life into the sectorial chart of that industry, I would not respect that stop loss also. Then it's okay for me to have a deeper drawdown. Well, that requires more of your financial strength, because your emotional strength will depend on how your finances are. But then if you have the strength to hold on to position into something which has hit a stop loss, but the sector has not reached the level where it should break down, then possibly holding on that position would be beneficial. So on both the sides, initial stop loss and targets I do have, but then I respect the sectorial chart more when I take an exit or do a profit booking from the stocks position.
Okay. So Ranjit bhai, I got a question like why are we comparing with US market? It's as simple as that, but that is the biggest market in the world with the most of the money flowing into that. So obviously the money flows there and so it goes up. If the money comes out from it, it will revolve across the world. So US market सब देखते हैं भाई, आप भी देखिए.
देखिए ये देखने का एक और लॉजिक भी है कि जब यूएस मार्केट अच्छा होगा तो बहुत सारा पैसा जो ग्लोबल इन्वेस्टर्स का है वो यूएस मार्केट की तरफ जाएगा. ओके, व्हेन यूएस मार्केट पीक्स आउट, मतलब अभी लग रहा है ऐसा कि ये ऑलमोस्ट पीक आउट हो गया है और शायद ये और ज्यादा ऊपर जाने की इतनी क्षमता नहीं रखता है जितना आज से 6 महीना 12 महीने पहले रखता था. तो ये जब पीक आउट हो जाएगा, जब वहां पे स्लो डाउन आ जाएगा, द ग्रोथ रेट विल गो डाउन, तो ऑब्वियसली जो पैसा है, बिग मनी, द हॉट मनी, द बिग मनी, इट विल स्टार्ट फ्लोइंग इनटू द अदर मार्केट. ओके, तो ये कॉन्सेप्ट भी है कि जब मार्केट यूएस का परफॉर्म नहीं करता है और या तो उसका पेस स्लो हो जाता है, तो दूसरे मार्केट्स को अच्छा परफॉर्म करने का बेटर चांस मिलता है.
Yeah.
Okay.
Premal sir, the same question again. Why ARS date is 10/5/24?
भाई ARS डेट को क्यों बदलना है? See, as I see on today's date, yeah, we are like over 2 years and 2 months into this date, which is of 10th May 2024. But if you compare with the measure tool, how much we have performed from that date, we are still just 10.76% per plus from that date on closing basis on Nifty today. Now, we are talking of 26 months and we are 10.76% plus. See, ARS date warrants a big change when there is a substantial change into the dynamics of the entire chart. If the chart is not that dynamic, why should I want to change that date? Besides, I've always voted that the longer the date which you take for your analysis, the better the RS studies will become. The shorter the date when you take for RS studies, the more whipsaws will come. You will be forced to take in and out positions because of the shorter term duration. That is why I always insist that take as much as longer period when you are practicing relative strength, and that will help your analysis. And when the time comes, when I see a substantial dynamic change into the market, definitely I will propose a new ARS date out there on our platforms. There's no doubt in it, But as of now, for me, in general, I don't see that a date change is required for the ARS date, what we are following currently. Okay. You might take whatever date you might be comfortable with. I'm okay with that. But for me, this date is working great.
Okay, so Abhi has got this question. I don't know from whom. Small cap index is moving up gradually, but portfolio is stagnant. Is it a common phenomenon, or I need to dive deeper? मेरे भाई, you need to dive deeper. मेरे भाई, as simple as
Yes, you need to dive deeper, because if you see small caps, mid caps, and large caps, the small cap has performed the best. Then comes the mid cap, and the lowest performance has been delivered by the large caps, and that is the reason also we are seeing very low performance from the index in this last 26 months or something like that.
Yeah.
So obviously, if you have small cap portfolio and it is not performing, there is some mistake which you are doing in your stock selection. That should be rectified.
As well as entry. Premal sir, I don't believe like you will be taking this, but yeah, what is ARS line?
Sorry?
The question is, what is ARS line? If you explain.
ARS line is nothing, but it's see, very basic question from my first webinar. See, basically, it's a line where there is a red line in the middle. Okay, we are taking 10th May 2024 as our current ARS date, which we follow. Any stock which you are seeing, if the stock has been outperforming from this particular date, it will be in the upward side, which will be the above the red line. The line will be above the red line. Okay, the stock's line. And if it is underperforming this ARS date, the ARS date will be the ARS of the line will go below the red line. So this is the basic idea of relative strength, which I have introduced in my very first webinar, which I did in 2020-21 on Elon markets. If you have not watched that webinar, please go and subscribe to the first webinar of Elon markets, which is in the year 2020, and please see to it. Because without learning, if you try to implement something, that will be extremely risky for your analysis.
Okay, sir. The question is like, please share. Hello, we are not going to take a stock specific question first of all, because फिर तो वो question ही खत्म नहीं होगा. Anyway, the question is, sir, please share more info on your recent winners. Ather Energy, Raymond Realty, Krishna Poskim. It would be very helpful in the current market condition.
So these are basically, see, Raymond Realities. Now, actively, there is a team with me who runs every day, end of the day basis, an analysis of which particular stocks has delivered good results in today's date. Let's say today is 29th of July. Yeah. So what will my team do? From 8 p.m. onwards, they will try to find out whichever stocks have delivered good results for the entire day today. Okay. Now, second thing is they will try to figure out from these good stocks. Let's say there are 10 stocks which delivered very good exceptional result in this Q1, and which is today. Now they will try to compare these stocks past performance. If last 4, 5, 6 quarters the performance was not good, and suddenly there is a good performance reported by a stock, financial performance reported by that particular stock, that shows that there is something changing within the company. What we often name is as turnaround. So we actively build a watch list of all the stocks in every earnings season for turnaround candidates. And then when we have the entire watch list, we keep all the stocks in our watch for at least a minimum of 2 weeks up to 2 months before we conclude on building a position on one of it. So Raymond Realities was one of those stocks, and based on that same thesis that when the entire reality sector was not doing, Raymond Realities delivered an exceptional quarter in the last Q4, and it was consistently showing demand on the charts, and so we tried to enter into that position. That is how we identify this.
And it still looks good now.
Yeah, it is still strong.
Yeah.
There are small corrections, but that's okay. Otherwise, there's nothing wrong with the stock as of now. So we are holding. Under my advisory also, we are holding that stock under everybody who has a client portfolio and he's asking me to book profits. I'm suggesting please don't close the position. because it is too premature at this point to close on a position just because you are getting 15, 20, 25%. No, it does warrant a larger period holding because the stock is doing exceptional.
Yeah. For sector analysis, do we have see? He wants to know, for sector analysis, do you see some specific time frame or chart trend itself?
Basically, see, in general, like if you see a sector which is positive on a 3 months, 6 months, and 1 year duration, that itself shows that, see, 3 months is a short term period, 6 months is a medium term period, and 1 year is a long term period. So on all the three counts, if a sector is outperforming the benchmark, especially outperforming the benchmark Nifty in this phase for the last 26 months, what we have seen, and still the sector is performing, what more conviction does it give you than following those sectors which are still outperforming in this market conditions? So obviously they can be selected as our sectors where we find stocks within that and try to invest into those sectors.
Okay, sir, this is two common questions. Like the question is same, like what is your sales strategy or the process? The other question is same, like hello Pramal sir, which is exit parameter emerging stock in fundamental. So almost the question is like how exactly you sell it.
Exit parameter in which emerging stock?
Yeah, plus the sales strategy too, like you can discuss anything like. There are
See, entry and exit, as I just voiced out, it has nothing to do with just technical analysis or just the target being achieved. When I see the industry has strength and it is not weakening, we often don't close our position just because a target has been reached. A target is there for us when we enter. A target and a stop loss is given when we actually try to build up a position, and we are seeing to it that we have a better risk to reward, then only we will initiate that position. But then it is very subjective, because if I keep a numerical target, ultimately I might cut on something very soon which was supposed to give me 100% returns. I might exit at 20, 30 or 40%, So that is not the right way in my actual understanding. I am a very accommodative person in terms of holding on to something when the target or a stop loss is reached.
Okay. What is entry point in established Tendulkar? Hello, you need to go and watch the webinar. He has discussed it, right? Do you want to take something on this, or that is the answer which I have told?
Can you voice out again what you asked?
The question is like, what is the entry point in established Tendulkar? And I have answered like, you need to watch the webinar and you will get the answer.
Yeah, see, established Tendulkar, by definition, why is it an established Tendulkar? Basically, for a longer duration, the stock has been consistently outperforming the benchmark, which is Nifty. Okay, so when, let's say, a stock has been outperforming the benchmark for, let's say, 1 year or 1.5 years or 2 years, it gives us very high conviction to enter that position because the stock is a standout outperformer. In pure terms, it's like a Tendulkar in your Indian team. Okay, so when you recruit a Tendulkar, you can't expect a century in every match from him, but at least when he's on the field, he will deliver some good result which will help the entire team to win. That is exactly established Tendulkar provides you when you enter into that position, and there is a high probability that its performance will help you change the entire trajectory of your portfolio's performance. That will help you. So an established Tendulkar can be entered on a breakout, on something like, a very good exceptional result by the company, already good company delivering far more higher good results. That can be a reason for established Tendulkar to be achieved. But the psychological part is very difficult, because when the stock is quoting at a high price, normally from within us, the mind rejects buying that stock, saying that this is expensive. And that is why most of the people falter when they are entering into an established Tendulkar at a higher price. For that, we need to also see that if there is a base formation, if there is a run up, then if there is a base formation which happen for, let's say, a 3 months duration or a 2 months duration, and then the next leg of rally is initiated, that also can be considered. So there are several ways of confirming that. If demand is there, if demand is consistent, if demand is not losing strength, definitely an established Tendulkar will be an asset to your entire portfolio, which in longer run will help you get exceptional outperformance on your portfolio's performance.
Okay, so how many more questions you want to take?
Yeah, 1 or 2 we can take, and then we can end the session, please.
Cool. The very first question, this is a small question, so after this you can take 2 more. Sir, do you invest in ETFs? If yes, how to use ETF for investment with RSWarriors?
Right now, in my personal capacity, chemical ETF is what I've invested into, because I see the chemical stocks, the specialty chemical stocks performing in this particular market scenario. So I do initiate sometimes ETFs, but in a smaller quantity, not that big, because the alpha to generate from an ETF is pretty low when you actually invest into a stock inside it.
Yeah.
Okay. If the stock delivers, say, 20%, an ETF will deliver you 10 to 12%, not more than that. But then ETF will diversify your risk, and it will not hit you hard, while a single stock can crash down if something goes wrong within that company. So it's a balancing act which you need to do. But I do take ETFs sometimes.
Okay. 2 more to go. The question is like, in stock scans for building custom index, can we have an option to share custom indices with others so that it will be easy for us?
Actually, I haven't explored sharing those custom indexes with anybody. If everybody wants to get into touch with the person who are developing it, we can plan one webinar meet for you all who are subscribers of stock scans and the developer, and then we can have a Q&A sessions for all the queries which you might have. So that is possible. Post me a DM post me a DM on my Telegram that you want such a session. And if I get enough responses for this, that can be arranged.
Pratibha, have you tried?
I think you can do in trading, but not in stock scan. It is not possible to share.
Okay, the last question, I believe. Hi, do you
actually, it is very easy to create a custom scan in stock scan, because once they want to do for any sector, it is very easy actually.
Exactly.
That will make people
what I explained in my initial start of this session. That when you are with a platform which gives you like under a minute, you can create custom scans. What more do you want? But it depends. Somebody might adapt to it, somebody might not. It's a personal discretion matter.
Yeah. One question, sir. Hi, do you have preference for stocks? Do we pick a clean base chart or one which is volatile within the same sector? Example, Metropolis versus Lalpath.
So why does one want to be into a volatile stock? What is the reason for it? See, if you are for a swing trade, if you are for a quick money, if you are for 10%, 12% move, then probably a volatile stock will work better for you. But then if you are actually wanting to be an investor where you invest into something for a longer duration, when I speak of a longer duration, I am speaking of at least 3 quarters, 4 quarters, 5 quarters, where with the performance every quarter and quarter the company gives, the stock is improving on the upside. If you want to do that kind of investing, then don't select a volatile stock. Go with the easy charts, the charts which are easy to understand, which are trending higher, which are not doing lot of whipsaws kind of things, up and down too much, things like that, which are easy to understand. See, always try to be easy on yourselves. If you think that doing complex things out there and making so many things together, putting all across in one basket and analyzing is going to help you, then it's not actually worth it. The stock which you want to invest into, you should be able to decode that stock in not more than 10 minutes on a higher side. If you have to give so much of effort that you have to think for 30-40 minutes that whether I should consider this stock or not, then definitely there is something wrong in it which you are seeing, but your mind is rejecting it, and then for convincing yourself you are seeing that chart for 30-40 minutes. Please don't do that.
They're just saying, sir, if you're in doubt, stay out.
Same, yeah.
Okay, one last question before we end this up. When you select emerging Tendulkar, whether you see industry or not, or timing of selection of emerging Tendulkar in respect of industry?
Absolutely, I see industry every single time, and then only I make my stock selection. See, in fact, for me, even after the stock I've identified is turning up, I won't invest into that stock. Once I have seen the industry chart, once I know that if this industry is doing good, I will find good stocks out of that sector and keep it in my watch list. And as I said earlier also, a minimum of 2 weeks up to 2 months, they are still only in my watch list. And only when we are fully convinced that yes, this has a high probability chance of going upside, and there is a low risk entry, we consider that position. So to build conviction is the easiest thing when you give time to it. If you try to jump onto one thing from another every 1 day or 2 days or 3 days, that's not going to help you out. In fact, it will be difficult for you because you are jumping from one thing to the other, and then you are spending so much on the government taxes, the brokerages, the STT and everything. So that will be a big amount if you jump too often. So please be at peace within yourselves. Try to be in Zen, analyze, do deep research first, spend longer times with your stocks identified, and only when you are highly convinced of something, then you venture out and invest into that stock. And that too also I recommend investing into tranches, so that at one go you don't put in the entire capital which is required to be invested into that stock. That is how you do it.
Cool. Any more questions you want to take, sir?
I think we have done quite a bit right now.
Yeah,
almost 2 hours in the session. I expected that this should be wind up in 1 hour, but we have given it 2 hours. Enough of learning has been generated today on this session. We'll try to upload this on my YouTube channel, this recording, so that whoever was not able to see it can watch it over. And wish you all the best. Always be in Zen, because in life, money made in stress is not worth the effort. Money made in Zen is worth all the effort. How much is made is not important. How much you made keeping peace in your mind is most important. So be at peace, be in Zen, and be happy in life with whatever you can achieve in investing journey of your life.
Yeah.
This was for my Guru Purnima, which I would like to give to all of my RS followers. And thanks for all your wishes, unlimited wishes I received today. I was not expecting so many, but the whole day I was busy with answering to DMs and everything. But truly, I was overwhelmed with the response and the love which I get after 6 years of starting the RSWarriors community. Thank you so much.
Yeah, one last thing. If anybody is left with any question, feel free to drop that question in the group. We will be happy enough to take it, right?
Yes, we will take some questions on that.
Chalo, hello. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Bye
thank you,
bye.
brother.
Bye, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, everyone.